Could you be among them? This might seem like a far-fetched question, but recent stories have set the internet on fire with accounts of individuals who claim an otherworldly calling. They label themselves chosen ones, insisting their existence transcends the ordinary and that they operate on a higher plane. These whispers aren't new. Legends of divinely anointed figures have been woven through human history. Yet in modern times, the rumors and controversies swirling around these supposed chosen souls have never been more intense. What if the common thread uniting such individuals isn't just ancient prophecy, but also a web of secrets, accusations, and shocking truths? You may wonder how one simple concept, being singled out by fate, could spark centuries of fascination and debate. And you wouldn't be alone in that curiosity. Over time, an entire mythology has evolved, complete with miraculous healings, abrupt betrayals, and questionable claims that have sent entire communities reeling. Today, we dive into the heart of this phenomenon. From centuries-old legends to modern headlines full of claims and counterclaims, buckle in for a deep exploration of the mysteries, scandals, and triumphs behind those who dare to call themselves chosen. Belief in chosen ones is hardly a new fad. Scan ancient texts, and you'll find references to heroic figures whose births were supposedly prophesied by seers or guided by divine forces. For centuries, communities have told stories of unusual births accompanied by comets, eclipses, or even trembling earth. Across cultures, these uncanny omens were said to signal an extraordinary destiny. Much of that reverence came from a profound desire for hope. Think of the countless civilizations that pinned their future on oracles and cryptic messages. They awaited a special individual, the one who would conquer evil, unify kingdoms, or usher in an era of prosperity. Yet that fervor often blurred the lines between what was real and what was myth. Some of these tales originated not from reality, but from longing, each retelling exaggerating the hero's abilities until they barely resembled a mere human. Controversy was never far behind. Rivals frequently contested the legitimacy of these so-called prophesied saviors. If a neighboring culture had its own champion, conflict became almost inevitable. When factions jockey for whose prophecy holds more weight, you're left with tension, suspicion, and sometimes outright hostility. This uneasy alliance of faith, legend, and politics guaranteed that every new, chosen figure faced immediate scrutiny. Still, one fact can't be denied. The concept of a destined individual holds an undeniable allure. Whether spurred by divine visions or political ambition, historical accounts reveal that many placed unwavering faith in these icons. What's fascinating is how these beliefs persist, mutating over centuries, yet never fully disappearing. And in a world more connected than ever, the lines between ancient myth and present reality are beginning to blur in unexpected ways. But as times change, the notion of the chosen one doesn't just fade away, it evolves. And nowhere is that evolution more evident than in modern accounts, where controversies erupt with a single viral post, and even the faintest rumor can spark a global firestorm. Fast forward to our internet-driven century, and you'll see how swiftly the idea of being chosen can catapult someone to worldwide notoriety. Recently, rumors and alleged sightings have soared to new heights. Online forums buzz with tales of individuals rumored to radiate healing energy, predict future events, or claim direct conversations with divine beings. Inevitably, controversies erupt. Self-proclaimed prophets have faced intense backlash, with accusations surfaced around suspicious financial dealings, exploitative relationships, or alleged mental manipulations. Devotees swear these leaders changed their lives for the better, but critics see a pattern of deception or power-hungry schemes. The truth often lies somewhere in between, yet it's the sensational allegations that dominate the headlines. Consider stories about smaller enclaves or communities that revolve around one charismatic leader who insists they've been chosen by a higher force. People drop their careers, surrender their savings, and relocate to remote compounds, all for the promise of spiritual enlightenment. When outsiders get a peek inside, concerns about potential psychological exploitation spark fierce debate. Are these enclaves genuine centers of spiritual peace, or are we witnessing a replay of history's darkest cult chapters? The internet amplifies every claim and counterclaim, so speculation runs rampant. Some watchers call it a sign of the times, where confusion meets desperation and is funneled through social media. Others argue these chosen one tales reflect an age-old human need for meaning, only repackaged with modern flair. But that's not where the intrigue ends. Questions linger about supernatural gifts, and a single rumor can catapult a once obscure figure into stardom. One thing is certain: the drama fueling these controversies captures more than clicks. It fuels an obsession. People can't resist peering behind the curtain, hoping to find something miraculous or scandalous. Yet those who claim a divine calling insist their experiences are genuine, that they're simply fulfilling a role laid out for them before birth. So, which side do we believe? The quest for answers leads us deeper into the realm of the unexplainable, where spiritual narratives swirl with psychological complexities. Doubt and wonder coexist when discussing the spiritual side of chosen status. Are these self-styled chosen ones truly guided by higher powers, or are they simply masters of persuasion? Witness accounts range from miraculous healings that defy medical logic to unnerving experiences reminiscent of stage illusions. Critics argue that fervent believers are so desperate for hope that they'll accept any anomaly as divine. Some recent rumors detail dramatic events where supposed chosen figures stood before large crowds, whispering a few words that instantly relieved chronic pain or overcame crippling anxiety. The watchers, transfixed, claimed to feel an otherworldly warmth radiate through the room. Even staunch skeptics have stumbled away from such gatherings, speechless, grappling with phenomena they can't readily explain. Opponents of these claims point to possible illusions, hypnosis, or flat-out trickery. They highlight the huge sums of money funneling through donation boxes, fueling allegations that these miracles may be orchestrated stunts. After all, in an age of digital special effects, illusions are easier to fabricate than ever. And with so many contradictory stories swirling around, it becomes nearly impossible to separate the extraordinary from the fabricated. Adding to the confusion are well-documented cases of seemingly authentic transformation. Doctors watch in astonishment as a patient labeled terminal begins to recover, apparently triggered by faith in a figure who claims cosmic guidance. Coincidence, or evidence that some intangible power is at work? Those who witness such moments speak of a humbling presence, fueling believers' convictions that these chosen individuals are genuine conduits to divine energy. Yet the deeper one goes, the clearer it becomes. Genuine or staged, the phenomenon has a cost. Fueled by the pressure to perform supernatural feats on cue, many of these figures appear to wrestle with burdens no average person could fathom. And when the stage lights go down, the psychological toll can be startling. Behind the spotlight and adoration lies a lonely burden. The more devout the followers, the greater the pressure to maintain an image of unwavering holiness or cosmic significance. Accounts have circulated about those who soared to the heights of celebrity under the chosen banner, only to face a swift and crushing downfall behind closed doors. Some confessions reveal harrowing struggles with substance abuse. In whispered corners of the internet, rumors tell of once revered leaders who quietly OD'd on illicit substances, overwhelmed by the relentless demands and skyrocketing expectations. Others drifted into the darkest corners of despair, nearly off themselves when their carefully crafted persona cracked beneath mounting contradictions. Where supporters see a persecuted prophet, skeptics see a tormented psyche, grappling with illusions of grandeur. Therapists have noted the extraordinary psychological pressure that arises when one is placed on a pedestal as a divine intermediary. Holding on to that identity can become an all-consuming task, and the slightest misstep can trigger a crisis of faith among both the leader and their congregation. Yet, not everyone who walks this path succumbs. Some individuals harness the immense pressures as fuel for personal development. The weight of expectation transforms into discipline, forging a steadfastness that's unshakable. Ironically, the same environment that has driven some to total breakdown has also molded others into formidable, resilient icons. Still, every day spent juggling intangible gifts and mortal flaws is a day spent on a razor's edge. The mental strain fosters an environment ripe for controversies and shocking confrontations, especially as relationships become tangled in secrecy and power struggles. No one ascends the chosen throne without attracting both fervent supporters and dedicated skeptics. Followers cling to every word, forging an unwavering bond that critics often label as blind devotion. In response, skeptics and adversaries spring up, eager to expose alleged fraud or corruption, launching endless debates that rage online and in living rooms alike. Collisions become inevitable when alliances shift unexpectedly. A longtime disciple might unearth internal documents showing suspicious financial machinations, or a once friendly media figure might feel betrayed by behind-the-scenes manipulations. That's when bombshell revelations appear. Hidden tapes, scandalous recordings, or scathing personal accounts that get broadcast to a riveted public. At times, the adversaries themselves claim to be acting on divine insight, insisting they were chosen to tear down false prophets. Ironically, this sets up a high-stakes spectacle of chosen claims clashing like titans in the public arena. The audience naturally is captivated by the drama. Onlookers wonder who's telling the truth, or if any side is telling the truth at all. Beyond the public showdowns, a quieter dimension exists. Private mentors, counselors, and close friends may extend lifelines, urging caution and self-reflection. These allies act as sanity checks, helping these figures remain grounded, even as critics shout from the sidelines. The tension builds toward a boiling point, where secrets, half-truths, and honest revelations become indistinguishable. Eventually, something has to give. This precarious dance sometimes leads to radical decisions, cutting ties, relocating, or reinventing one's identity entirely. But the more they try to escape the scrutiny, the more their mystique grows. Even in retreat, The chosen rarely escape the prying eyes of a world hungry for answers. Tradition is both a foundation and a cage. Many chosen claims spring from established religious frameworks, referencing scriptural passages or sacred lines that hint at a destined figure. But a surprising number reject the normal institutions entirely, forging brand new paths that leave old-school believers confounded. Some boldly challenge centuries of rigid dogma. They question church hierarchies, reshape age-old rituals, or reinterpret canonical texts to suit modern contexts. Fans applaud the bold transformation, praising the newfound relevance. Yet guardians of tradition accuse these upstarts of heresy, stirring yet another layer of conflict. Splits within religious communities can be deeply emotional, fracturing families and congregations. In certain dramatic episodes, accusations surfaced of questionable leadership tactics. Allegations range from financial exploitation to emotional manipulation, painting a murky picture of what breaking tradition really entails. Critics argue that discarding long-standing norms removes crucial checks and balances, leaving members vulnerable to unchecked power. Conversely, defenders say that defying stagnation is the only way to revitalize a faith system weighed down by centuries of politics. Beyond religious settings, these breakaway movements spread into pop culture. Everything from fashion to music to social activism gets infused with the chosen phenomenon. Online communities flourish around rebellious thinkers who ironically become icons in their own right. While detractors dismiss them as fads, the fervent support they gather suggests something deeper: a hunger for new narratives, new ideas, and new ways of connecting with what lies beyond the ordinary. The boldness to break with tradition stirs admiration among some and condemnation among others, but it also foreshadows a more personal, harrowing cost. For each new front opened, each new principle challenged, the emotional toll intensifies, and often, isolation follows close behind. Throughout history, great roles require great sacrifices. Those hailed as chosen find themselves in a constant tug-of-war between serving their alleged higher calling and tending to their own humanity. Private life can dissolve under the public's relentless gaze, forcing them to guard every gesture. Even everyday interactions become stifled by the suspicion that each word or action might be twisted into fodder for sensational gossip. Personal relationships often bear the brunt. Family and close friends can struggle, unsure how to relate to someone revered as a near-mythic figure. More than a few chosen testimonies reveal heartbreak from spouses or children feeling overshadowed by the demands of a cause they never fully signed up for. Some parted ways forever, while others hung on, forging new definitions of love and partnership under extraordinary circumstances. Adding to the turmoil is the unshakable sense of isolation. Even in a crowd of devout admirers, these figures can feel a profound loneliness that gnaws at them. After all, who truly understands the torment of shouldering an entire group's hopes and fears? It's a predicament that fosters both spiritual highs and soul-crushing lows. Despite these sacrifices, not everyone is crushed. Some emerge with unbreakable determination and fresh perspectives. The adversity refines them, forging the spiritual steel that enables them to reach people in ways an ordinary preacher or life coach never could. Their stories of resilience, perseverance, and unwavering faith draw crowds, generating fresh waves of devotion and intrigue. Yet the question remains, is the personal cost worth the legacy? Because as soon as society places a crown on your head, it also starts constructing the guillotine. One misstep, and the adoration can turn sour. That's the double-edged sword of being singled out as a vessel of destiny. We live in a time when news travels across continents in seconds, and viral sensations shape entire cultural dialogues. Self-proclaimed chosen influencers, once localized phenomena, can transform into global icons at the speed of a trending hashtag. Live-streamed testimonies or fervent calls to action gather thousands of viewers in minutes, fueling a wave of sensationalism and mass devotion. With the internet as a stage, new and more extreme claims emerge daily. Some vow to channel intergalactic energies. Others promise cures for illnesses conventional medicine has yet to solve. Many are quickly debunked or overshadowed by scandal. Yet a surprising number gain legitimate momentum, prompting mainstream journalists to investigate. Inevitably, controversies intensify as revelations surface about hidden agendas or contradictory statements. Meanwhile, an entire industry forms around these modern chosen narratives. Entrepreneurs peddle everything from spiritual retreats to personalized merchandise, capitalizing on the fervor. Critics call it exploitation, while supporters see it as an evolution of faith into the digital age. The collisions between commerce, authenticity, and spiritual devotion form the core tension of our era's chosen movement. Still, some quietly use their platforms for genuine community building. They highlight mental health, global cooperation, or social justice initiatives, causes that unite instead of divide. Their teachings, if sincere, might transcend the label chosen and spark meaningful change. But as with any phenomenon touched by fame, the line between genuine altruism and savvy PR grows ever thinner. So, where do we stand? As each new claim surfaces, more people awaken to the possibility that destiny isn't so black and white. Maybe we're on the cusp of understanding how personal belief shapes collective reality. Or maybe we're simply witnessing the same old drama amplified by modern technology. One fact remains certain. The world is hungrier than ever for narratives of hope, purpose, and transformation, even if they come wrapped in controversy. So, what truly defines a chosen one? Is it a cosmic plan set in motion long before birth? Or is it the collective belief of followers seeking a sign of hope in chaotic times? From ancient prophecies whispered by oracles to heated online debates fueled by scandal and spectacle, one constant emerges. The lure of the extraordinary is impossible to ignore. We've witnessed how the promise of special destiny intertwines with allegations of manipulation. We've glimpsed sincere transformations overshadowed by the harsh light of skepticism. We've uncovered how some succumb to despair and others rise stronger through the fires of adversity. And we've seen how modern platforms magnify every claim and every rumor, turning private struggles into public drama. Perhaps the real question is not whether someone is chosen, but rather why society keeps searching for saviors and icons. Is it a longing for meaning, a thirst for miracles, or a simple fascination with the unknown? In the end, the truth may rest in each person's heart, shaped by faith, doubt, or personal experience. Where do you fit in this tapestry of belief and disbelief? Are you content to observe from the sidelines, or do you sense a deeper call within yourself? As the world grapples with chaos, it might just be that the true chosen are those who refuse to settle for the ordinary, people who break boundaries, challenge norms, and inspire hope in places left hollow. No one can answer those questions for you. All you can do is look deeper, question the narratives, and decide if greatness is calling your name, or if you're simply bearing witness to another chapter in humanity's endless quest for the divine. One thing is sure: the enigma endures, and the search for answers will continue as long as hope and mystery guide our steps forward.